Alright everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, hit that like and sub button for all your daily Dokkan content needs and news. And returning, thank you so much for the support on this channel. So we're continuing on our tier list for the mono type teams. We are now going to go into the extreme variants, extreme AGL being the first one. We're dropping 3 of these every day if you guys noticed. So we're just going to continue on with that momentum. Try getting these out, quick. Try getting them all out, at a good time flow, right? That's basically what we're looking like. So let's go ahead and just jump into it. Let's go with starting with number 10 on the extreme AGL list. That's going to actually be Majin Buu Piccolo, a unit that just actually came out about 2 months ago. Very strong unit. I mean, he heals, great links out the Majin category. He has a high chance to stun the enemy, so for like Super Battle Road, Extreme Super Battle Road, he's very good for. He has a pretty good defensive capability. He's also a power absorption category support unit with 30% attack and 50% defense, meaning chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attack. He is just insanely good, a very, very strong unit. Definitely like this man quite a bit. I think there's a lot of power to him. He just has a lot of utility. Pretty good leader skill as well with the power absorption category with 3 key and 120% across the board. Definitely like this unit quite a bit. Think he's a very good contender for this top 10 list. Let's move on to number 9, which is actually Golden Frieza's EZA. Absolutely love this unit. Offensively, he doesn't hit very hard, but defensively, obviously, he's a complete and utter powerhouse. Very strong unit. Very good. Very, very good. Good link set, good everything. Might even change his placement depending, the further down that we go. But as of right now, I'm pretty comfortable putting my boy right here. He's a very good unit, very strong, has a lot of power to him, and he's looking pretty good, honestly. For Extreme Super Battle Road, stuff like that, he's even pretty good in the Legendary Goku event, given if your HP is 40% or more. He actually has no defensive capabilities besides the damage reduction, so you just have to be careful about dipping below 40%. Other than that, he's a great unit. Stacks attack as well. If you get him 4 orbs, he does get 90% attack, which is very good because he doesn't have any other percentage buffs other than that. So let's go ahead and move on to number 8 on the list, which is Metal Cooler. The only reason why I put Metal Cooler above Golden Frieza, honestly, is because of his transformation ability. Because transformation ability comes in so clutch. He does do pretty good damage. He does, have a pretty good leader skill. He does lower attack and defense. I do like this Cooler. I do run him every so often. I've had him in my box since he came out. Right, I pulled him back then. I think he has aged fairly well. His offense isn't the greatest, right? His offense is definitely not all there, but he's still a pretty good unit nonetheless. I do like this guy. I think he definitely has his uses. And I like Metal Cooler. So with that going, let's go on to number 7 on the list, which is AGL Wrathful Broly. This guy has aged tremendously. He could hit 2-3 million attack stats. I've been able to hit him to 4. His defensive capabilities are pretty decent because he does raise attack and defense for 3 turns. And then remember, he does build up his defense as well. So he already has 70% defense, but then after he receives attacks, he does get an extra 80%, so he gets a whopping 150% defense with both when he's fully built up, which is pretty good. His stats are pretty okay. He could get his defensive stat to I think 150, 160 around there, depending on rotations and stuff like that, and of course links. He's pretty good though, dude. I do like this unit. I do think he's pretty powerful. He has his uses, and I definitely would recommend anybody, if you guys haven't EZA'd him already, definitely go ahead and EZA him. Zamasu as, what number is that? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Zamasu has 6, right? I do like Zamasu quite a bit. He's just another one of those weird units, like the physical kill. He doesn't have a defensive percentage on him. Unfortunately, it does hurt him a bit, but other than that, he does get 40% damage reduction. He does recover HP. And he does transform into Fusion Zamasu. Fusion Zamasu is a pretty good unit. Still no defensive buffs or anything like that. I'm not a big fan of these type of cards. Obviously Golden Frieza with the 90% damage reduction is obviously pretty big. This guy obviously only has 40, and his defensive stat is pretty, it's an okay defensive stat, but primarily he's not the greatest defensively. Then obviously when he becomes this mode, he loses more damage reduction, disables enemy guard, and he does lower superclass allies by 10%, which is fine. And then he does get 280% attack, which is, I think, right now pretty close to like the highest. Because like I know, you know, the Skinny Boo gets about, what was it, 300%, I think, you know. But you have to be adding the both 150s. This guy, I think, in the game has the highest percent like this. Like, just like you're not adding anything up. He just has 280% attack, nothing else, right? But I think that's the highest that I've seen as like in terms of just a random number. But let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. Definitely, you know, it's completely fine. If I am, just, you know, going through that. His links are pretty good. Obviously, Big Bad Bosses is a huge buff for him because once you get him to level 10 links, that's clutch because he does, you know, getting that extra defense is great, you know, but he's a good unit. Again, I just wish he had better defensive capabilities, but offensively, he's pretty damn solid. So moving on to number 5 on the list, which is Android 13. I do like Android 13 quite a lot. I think he's a very good unit, very strong, very cool guy. You know, he hits pretty hard. He's pretty good defensively. Like I have mine with 3 dupes, typically like 160k to like 200k defense. Pretty solid for the most part. Like him a lot. Then he does have a medium chance of stunning the enemy, greatly lowering defense. And then he is a support. The only issue here that I agree, I think most people would agree, is the fact that you can't active skill into his transformation, which kind of renders this useless. You know, the 30% attack and defense for androids. But other than that, this form is very good. Sorry for yawning. He does get that medium chance of stunning the enemy. You know, 130% attack and defense. Then he does get an extra 13% attack and defense per target Goku category ally on the team. And then he does get attacks guaranteed to hit and disables enemy guards. So obviously, he has that good. They basically add that ability for the legendary Goku event because he could definitely cream pie that event. But other than that, I mean, he's still pretty solid. I do like him. I definitely think he deserves his number 5 spot because he's a great unit. Very strong, very prevalent, and very real. So let's go ahead to the number 4, which is actually EZA Rose. Yes, I'm actually going to put EZA Rose over 13. I do think he's a very powerful unit. Has a great kit. You know, he gives extreme class allies 3 key and 30% attack. He does get up to 180% defense with 100% attack, greatly raising defense for 1 turn. Very easy kit, very strong kit, great link set, great teams. Not much to really say about him besides that. I think he's phenomenal. Very strong unit. They did a tremendous job with his EZA, and he's still one of my favorite EZAs in the game, right? Definitely still one of my favorites. So let's keep moving. Number 3, I got LR Baby. I think he's phenomenal still. Very strong unit. Completely kills Extreme Super Battle Road. If you know, in my Extreme Super Battle Road videos, I never had any issues running him as a leader. Very good. Definitely kills the game. I love his transformation, which his transformation was a bit easier to get, but other than that, he's a great unit. You know, he does work better against pure Saiyan and Hybrid, and I want to say he was one of the first units in the game actually to get, you know, those specific percentage buffs fighting different types of category enemies. So he's definitely one of the first ones from the 4th year anniversary. Very good unit. I think he's aged well, especially with, you know, great links like Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Hatreds of Saiyans. Unfortunately, it doesn't, you know, that's not a common link. But, you know, Thirst for Conquest, Big Bad Bosses, Legendary Power, Try the Limit are still pretty good links. I mean, and he's just all around pretty solid. So that's definitely my number 3. Number 2 on the list, I actually have LR, Napa, and Vegeta. A very strong unit that's very underrated. You could definitely, you know, swap this one with my number 1, but my number 1, it's pretty obvious at this point why he's going to be number 1. You know, the only thing that they have an issue with is that they're only in 3 teams. Links are pretty cool, but, you know, the exchange mechanic is 50% or less, and you guys know how I feel about HP restrictions. Don't think it's the greatest, but other than that, they are a very good unit, especially when they go into Vegeta because he's effective against all types, recovers HP, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. And again, he's effective against all types, does a lot. Very good unit, you know, very solid indeed. And this guy right here is also an AoE, so he's a crusher for the World Tournament, which I do not have him, so you guys will not see me using him for the grind for the World Tournament, unfortunately. But with number 1 here, I think it's pretty obvious. Yes, I actually have Super 17 as my number 1 slot. He's amazing. He's just completely stupid, stupidly outrageous, just stupid. I mean, he's just the next level, bro. Honestly, yeah, I would put him above so many different LRs because he greatly raises attack and defense for one turn. 40% damage reduction. He could get even more damage reduction by, you know, getting hit, which is insane. So, he could get 70% damage reduction, and then he gives target Goku ally 17% chance to crit, on top of getting up to 150% attack. This guy could hit 4 million attack stats, have high defensive numbers, have damage reduction. He has literally everything that you need in a unit. Pretty good links, pretty good categories, no issues here. Pretty good to end it, so we'll just do a recap with 17 as number 1, Vegeta Napa as 2, Baby as 3, 4 is Goku Black, the EZA, 5 is 13, 6 is Zamasu, 7 is Broly, 8 is Cooler, 9 is Golden Frieza, and 10 Buu Piccolo. So if you guys enjoy this, let me know. If you guys would like to switch some stuff up, let me know as well. No issues with that. Let me know in the comments below what you guys would switch up, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Take care, everybody, and peace out.